You know that moment when you're stuck in the corner, legs already burning, and your opponent hits it soft. No pace, just a gentle shot down the line that looks way too easy for the situation you're in. For a split second, it feels like a gift, a free point, but that first step doesn't come as quickly as it should. The ball bounces once, then twice, and you're still there watching it like a spectator instead of the player. And your opponent? Already smirking because he knew before he even hit it that you weren't getting there. That moment has nothing to do with how hard you train. It has everything to do with how you move. And most players spend years getting fitter, stronger, faster in a straight line, and still lose that exact point every single time. Because fitness and court movement are two completely different things. So today, we fix the movement. First thing, and this is where almost everyone gets it wrong before they even take a single step, your posture. Not your legs, not your footwork, your posture. Because you cannot move well from a bad position, and most recreational players are standing on a tennis court like they're waiting for a bus. Upright, weight on their heels, feet too close together. One firm push, and they'd fall over. Here's a simple test. Stand how you normally stand on court. Now imagine someone shoves you sideways. Did you feel that wobble? That's your opponent's shot doing that to you every single rally. The ball with pace, with spin, with depth, it pushes you. Your own speed when you're sprinting and trying to stop, that pushes you too. You need a base wide enough to resist both. Drop your racket flat on the ground, 1 foot each side of it. Now bend your knees. That's your ready position. That's where everything starts. Professional players maintain that position constantly, like there's a ceiling above their head they can't break through. They land back into it after every shot, every split step, every single movement. Get that wrong, and everything else we're about to cover falls apart immediately. Now, stay with me here, because this next part is the one that changes how you see court movement entirely, and most players never figure it out. Being fast on a tennis court is not about getting to the ball. It's about getting to the ball in a position where you can actually do something useful when you arrive. Think about the last time you sprinted wide, got there, and still hit a weak shot. Your legs did their job. Everything else didn't. Because you arrived unbalanced, weight going the wrong direction, upper body leaning away from the shot. The ball went nowhere. Speed without balance is just running. And running is not tennis movement. Balance in tennis means one thing specifically: your upper body centered between your hips at the moment you hit. Not leaning back, not reaching forward with the racket instead of your legs, centered. Roger Federer, arguably the most balanced mover the sport has ever seen, never fell on grass. Not once in his entire career. That wasn't luck. That was a man who understood that being centered isn't just a technique, it's a weapon. Here's where most players bleed speed. They don't even know they're losing. When your opponent hits a ball that's slightly shorter than you expected, slightly inside the baseline, most players wait. They let it come to them. They're comfortable back there. They adjust. And they end up hitting from exactly the wrong position with zero forward momentum and zero control. The players who look fast don't wait. They move toward the bounce. Every single time. Think of it like two magnets being pulled toward each other. The ball comes to you, you go to the ball. You meet it earlier, you hit it with forward momentum. Your recovery is shorter because you stayed inside the court instead of being dragged behind the baseline. One concept completely changes how aggressive your game looks and feels. When I started doing this deliberately, I remember the first time I applied it in a match. Ball dropped short, I moved into it instead of waiting. Hit from inside the baseline and watched my opponent scramble, because suddenly the angles were completely different. He looked confused. I looked like I knew what I was doing. Honestly, one of those two things was true. Now, when you do have to go wide, the direction you move matters more than the speed. Most players run parallel to the baseline, chasing every ball. Top players move in a V. They cut toward the ball and cut back. They cross the baseline with their feet when they have to, meet the ball earlier, and recover from a better position. Running parallel keeps you out wide with no angle and no way back. Moving in a V keeps you inside the point even when you're defending. And here's the recovery piece nobody talks about. After you hit, your external leg, the one furthest from where you're going next, pushes first. One explosive crossover step covers more ground than 2 shuffle steps. You'll feel it immediately the first time you do it deliberately. That single step will get you halfway back before your brain has finished processing that you need to move at all. This is the difference between players who look fast and players who are fast. Posture that absorbs force instead of collapsing under it. Balance that turns arriving into actually hitting. The magnet move forward that takes space instead of giving it. Movement in a V instead of a straight line. And a recovery step that gets you back before your opponent has finished his swing. 10% improvement in how you move produces 100% improvement in your overall game. That's not motivational math. That's what happens when the same fitness, the same technique, the same racket finally gets delivered to the right place at the right time in the right position. The smirk goes both ways. Start moving like you know that.